One of the most important things with a windmill is set it up the same way every single time. It's going to help you get into the position you need to be in. It's going to help you engage the areas that you need to engage. So once you think you've learnt the setup, don't jump into that setup every time, build it up. And each point you want to get nice and strong in. So if we start with the kettlebell overhead, first thing I want to do is get strong overhead. So I'm going to take my time, make sure I'm holding the kettlebell with my upper body. I'm not holding it with my arm, I'm holding it with my shoulder, holding it with a strong core. From here, I'm going to turn both feet away. They should be about 45 degrees away and parallel to each other. From there, I'm going to take this outside hip and I'm going to kick it out. So bum travels out in the direction that the kettlebell is coming from. I'm going to look up and I'm going to keep looking up at the kettlebell. And now I'm ready to hinge at the hips and stand back up, hips out, hinge at the hips and come back up, hinge at the hips. And what you should find is that the weight stays evenly between both feet on the way down. If you're finding the weight creeps over one side, then you're not getting this hinge through the hips enough, you're not rotating through your upper body enough, and keeping the kettlebell kind of directly over your center of gravity. The other thing that's really going to help with that is staying nice and strong through your lats. So as I'm in my overhead position, hips out, I'm going to really try and stay strong through here. I'm going to rotate my chest up and I'm going to keep this nice long line all the way through the movement by keeping this lat nice and engaged and back up. You can practice that movement with no kettlebell, and it's a really good way to do it. It's a really nice warm up. It's a really good way just to start keying into all the movement that you need. And that's a totally valid way of doing it if a kettlebell overhead is too much. The other way that you can then progress that movement is to use the kettlebell in the bottom arm. You can bring it just maybe off center. Again, take your time to set yourself up first. So you're going to put one arm up overhead with a pretend kettlebell in your hand. You're going to turn both feet 45 away. You're going to kick your hip out, looking up. You're going to grab hold of the kettlebell and back up. Hinge at the hips. Hinge at the hips. And again, you should find obliques working really hard and this hip providing the power as you stand back up.